Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here as we near the end of another week together, and with just 5 days now until the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden. Tonight, the nation's capital is a fortress. The FBI concerned about any plans for a potential second act from rioters who stormed the Capitol. Tonight, the FBI now warning of the potential for improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and about threats to lawmakers and political leaders. And this evening here, the images from the Capitol surrounded by fencing now, razor wire, and thousands of National Guard troops. 25,000 troops will be there for the inauguration. And it comes as we are learning just how close the rioters chanting "Hang Pence" came to the vice president as he was being whisked away during the siege. Reportedly just about 100 feet away. Rioters were led away from Pence by Officer Eugene Goodman. One of the first people who breached the Senate chamber, Jacob Chansley, he was in court today, and authorities on the ominous note prosecutors say Chansley left on the vice president's desk in that chamber. Also under arrest tonight, the man seen in this horrific scene, allegedly beating down an officer with an American flag on a pole, and we are hearing from some of the officers tonight who were under attack, including Officer Daniel Hodges, screaming for help as he was crushed in that doorway by the mob. Tonight, we're also learning about that phone call now between the Vice President Mike Pence and the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And news tonight here on President Trump, who is now planning a military-style farewell for himself on the morning of the inauguration. So we're going to begin here this Friday night with ABC's Martha Raddatz leading us off.
Tonight, the nation's capital braced for violence. Checkpoints and barricades throughout the city. Armed National Guard patrolling Capitol Hill. And with just 4 days before Joe Biden is sworn in, unprecedented shutdowns.
As of this morning, the Secretary of the Interior has officially closed the areas in the National Mall.
And an inaugural rehearsal planned by the Biden team for Sunday has been postponed, according to sources. Among the FBI's top concerns for Inauguration Day, the substantial threat of improvised explosive devices and the ongoing threat to members of Congress and political leaders. And tonight, we are learning just how close the rioters who stormed the Capitol last Wednesday got to Vice President Pence. The Washington Post reporting Pence was rushed from the Senate chamber 1 minute before this group reached the second floor, only led away by Officer Eugene Goodman, who acted as a decoy. That scene playing out while Pence, his wife and daughter were just 100 feet away. After he was rushed to safety, one of the first people to reach Pence's desk, Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman. Prosecutors arguing he should remain in custody after leaving a note on Pence's desk that read, "It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming." Prosecutors also citing images they say are of retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Larry Brock with those zip ties as evidence of plans to take hostages. Brock and Chansley both served in the military. And Jacob Fracker, one of the two Rocky Mount, Virginia policemen arrested, is also a corporal in the Virginia National Guard, off duty at the time. Jenna Ryan was arrested today. The Texas real estate agent took a private jet to Washington and called it one of the best days of her life. And tonight, chilling firsthand accounts from some of the heroic police officers fighting off the mob last week. 32-year-old Daniel Hodges crushed against a door, not certain he would survive.
At this point, my arms were pinned, so I couldn't really defend myself. Once he got my mask off, he also was able to rip away my riot baton from me and started beating me in the head with it.
And Officer Michael Fanone, grabbed by the mob, tased and beaten.
People started chanting, kill him with his own gun. And at that point, self-preservation kicked in. I remember thinking, I could kill some of these guys, but that would give them the justification that they were looking for, I think, to kill me.
The father of four pleading for his life, talking today with our Pierre Thomas.
I remember yelling out, not to anybody in specific, but, I have kids, and it seemed to work.
But he suffered a mild heart attack and spent 2 days in the hospital. But it could have been so much worse. And tonight, that sobering sight in the district, those armed National Guard on the Hill, 25,000 expected by next week. Inside the security perimeter today, we spoke to members of the Guard preparing for the worst.
I was here that day. There were veterans in the crowd.
It
weighing on my heart heavy to feel that brothers and sisters that served before me, that paved the way for us serving today, were taking part in such an act. Hopefully they can answer for their actions.
So let's get to Martha Raddatz with us live tonight. And Martha, it was last night here we reported on the Vice President Mike Pence, that unscheduled stop up there at the Capitol to thank members of the National Guard like the members you spoke with today. And this evening we're now learning more about a phone call last night between the Vice President Mike Pence and the Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. He called to congratulate her.
Exactly, David. Vice President Pence did call Kamala Harris to congratulate her and visit the National Guard in this fortress of a city. Donald Trump has stayed far away from the Hill, and of course, he hasn't called Joe Biden because he still refuses to concede. David?
Martha Raddatz, who's been on the scene for many days for us, and we see that presence right behind you there tonight. Martha, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.